In the interviews that you've done over the years, what have you learned that you feel would be helpful for families at home, for teachers and kids to think about this pandemic in terms of what they might be able to do for the environment?
I think you said it in the most important phrase, to have the mindset that there is something you can do instead of this, we're powerless over this, because that's the worst place for me as a human being to be, and I think for most human beings. So to me, like, honor the feelings of the vastness of this, of how incredible this kind of invasion has changed our world forever, and honor that. Press pause and then say, okay, I mean, where I come into my head, what am I going to do about it? And I don't know about you and your family, but I know for us, and for a lot of my guests, we've all been forced to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
That's big. I mean, go to work, get the kids home, do the homework, wash the dishes, blah, 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 get to bed, get up, blah, blah, blah. And there's a routine. But now that all got thrown out the door. And it's like nothing is changed. So what do you do with the new us, the new reality? And to me, it's having a lot of clarity around what matters to you. So there are still things you can do that you might not have had time to do because we're leading our so-called busy lives. So you can research about climate things that might interest you. They're not all deep, dark scientific horrors. There's things you can do about what does it take to get an elected official in office? How can you have a voice at the state legislature? So those are things for older kids especially, and families. How can I have a political impact on the outcome for my world? So I think that's it. And then the other thing is, I think we can focus on what's fun, because I always want to do what's fun. And we've been doing some fun things as a family that we just kind of skip. Like, we call it happy hour, even though for most of us there's no alcohol involved. But we stop at a certain time of the day, because I work from home, James works from home, and Katie works from home. We're stopping at about 5:30 or 6, going out in the backyard and just being. And there are flowers and there are bird noises and there's neighbors that are yelling across the wall. So it's a different feeling that I think we just took advantage of. I didn't even think about that. We're going to sit out. I go to happy hour. I don't have happy hour. And it's not around alcohol and eating, though eating is always a factor. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. From my family's perspective, you're exactly right. We're having conversations that would not have happened in the rat race of being the director of a nonprofit and married to a high school calculus teacher with 2 children in school who love their screens almost as much as they love their cats and their family. We're having conversations. You would think that someone like myself would be spending a lot of time hiking and spending time outdoors, but during a school semester or a typical school week, we don't prioritize that the way we should. And so there are things that have happened where I feel like my family relationships have improved by having this happen, even though we're a little bit cooped up. And of course, we have our moments.
Oh, yeah. Who
We're going to
does?
have our
If
moments.
they don't, they're lying.
Yeah, right. Anybody who says they don't have those moments, something's wrong.
A little deeper.
But yeah, I think that's part of it. And the other thing too is, for me, it's helped me to really prioritize what's important. There are a lot of things that we're doing without that I'm finding maybe I didn't need to spend money on that, or maybe I didn't need to do things that way. Maybe I can think about things a different way. And I think that's been helpful too. So yeah.
I agree. I totally agree.
It's definitely a time to reflect. And I keep reminding myself that there may be more to do than we're able to accomplish right now, given the situation. But we're all doing our best, and whatever we need to do for ourselves is happening too. So it'll be
You know,
okay.
I agree. And it's really evaluating. We've had lots of heavy duty conversations because the truth is, right now, we don't know how this is going to roll out. I mean, there's going to
Right.
be more and more ripple effects. I think about a volcano that just keeps going and going and going. You don't know where it's going to stop. We have no idea where it's going to stop.
Right.
We've done, and the world as we knew it will never, it's never coming back. There will be, like I was listening to people on some news, on podcasts that I love, and we may, and even the governor of California said, we may have restaurants that are where the seating is farther apart and the waiter is wearing gloves, and there's gonna be a lot of changes, and we have to figure out which ones we want to embrace and which ones might be an overreaction. But there's going to be a lot of figuring out to do in the weeks and months to come.
Yeah, it's a lot of wait and see, and it's also doing our best to prepare for the new normal.
There is going to be a new normal. That's for
Yep.
sure.